Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, the Los Angeles Police Department
So here's what
rolled
happens.
up on
It's gonna be off for them.
2 men. They claimed that they were causing problems.
No, yeah, we just
Because it wasn't a second ago. When you handed it to me, it wasn't already live.
2 men.
Yeah, you have to start it out this way.
And
No, you had to start it off horizontal, vertically.
the beauty shop was the location of one of the people that LAPD was doing what they do to people.
But when you start out,
The mom worked in there. So the mom came out, I guess you call them a smock. They used to call them smock, like something they would wear over their clothes. And the people thought that the woman was pregnant. So LAPD started brutalizing her, and that proliferated and grew into what became known as the Watts Rebellion. Watts Rebellion spread from here to the Crenshaw area, Watts area, 103rd, everywhere in so-called South Los Angeles, South Central Los Angeles. And it began right here on this corner. Los Angeles, Watts Rebellion, August 11th, 1965. James, did you want the Q&A during the tour? Or
yes.
Any questions so far?
Any questions about the Watts Rebellion?
How long did it last for?
It lasted about a week, and I failed to mention 39 people were killed during the Watts Rebellion. About 39 people were killed, including a sheriff. But yeah, about a week. It lasted about a week. And everybody was able to borrow things. They wanted to borrow things.
There's another question.
Yes. Another question?
Yes. In the scale of it, how would you compare it to the LA uprising to the LA uprisings?
The '92 rebellion was much larger, and more. It was
I just gotta get settled.
fierce. The '92 rebellion was fierce as opposed to this one. We have to remember we had wider so-called TV coverage, though the internet hadn't progressed to that level it is now. You had instant cameras and instant this. See, back in the day, you had to wait to 5, 6, sometimes 9 o'clock news to get the story, that so-called story. So, yeah, I would say the '92 rebellion was larger and it was fierce.
Yeah, and let me just add that prior to Watts, the Watts Rebellion, when people spoke of race riots, it was usually whites rioting, going into black communities, killing and damaging property. But in the 60s, even though the South, there was a civil rights movement was practicing nonviolence, it started to break down. In Jacksonville, Florida, in Birmingham, Alabama, black people started tearing stuff up. They said, no, this nonviolent stuff will get you killed.
Yes, sir.
And they started actively, physically resisting. A lot of it with the influence of Malcolm X, Robert F. Williams, who turned the guns of the community against the Klan in Monroe, North Carolina in the 50s and 60s. And it culminated in Watts, and Watts started what they call long hot summers. So then there were rebellions in Detroit where 40 something people were killed.
Right.
Millions upon of dollars and pitched battles in the street. Paterson, New Jersey, New York and Harlem. That was another one in '64 before Watts. But there was a succession of rebellions against police brutality, against racism, against murder and assassinations. And in 1968, when Martin Luther King was assassinated, it's like someone threw splashed gas all over the country and threw matches. And the whole, from sea to shining sea, cities burned.
Was it mostly like businesses that were affected, or were people's homes destroyed too?
mostly businesses. Some homes were destroyed, and that's one of the great criticisms. It's like, what about your people destroying other people's homes, you know, and or they're burning a business and their apartments on top of it. So, and it was spontaneous. It wasn't organized, and like in 1992, the government responded by what? Throwing people in prison and throwing money. They threw money. They said, "Oh, violence doesn't work." Well, it works when you want some money. And then there were what's it called? L.A. Rebuild L.A.
Right.
And all kind of things. And then they start shoveling money into the community in an attempt to keep people from rebelling violently. Again, there's lots of criticism. The Black Panther Party and others sometimes would step in. And it's like, no, this is not the way. If you're going to have violence, let it be thought out and organized. One of the greatest bookstores in Los Angeles, Aquarian Books, on what was Santa Barbara, now Martin Luther King and Western. They had moved from one spot, a couple blocks away, then they moved to a little mall. Well, people called them and said, "We're going to destroy the mall." So you had this old, very prominent, beautiful bookstore, and it went up in flames with everything else, and it did not rebuild. So, and that's a critique that some people have of mass rebellions, unorganized. You know, let's just get our feelings out, because it doesn't. There's no plan. There's no strategy. It's just raw emotion. And Watts was even though there were other rebellions before then, Watts was the one that really set it off, and Watts became known as, wow, those people are serious.
Matter of fact, Amilcar Cabral commented on the Watts Rebellion. But I want to also say a lot of organization grew out of the Watts Revolt. Particularly the Black Panther Party grew out of the Watts Revolt. All right, so we're on our way. I tried to call the person that's over the cemetery where Bunchy and Glenn are memorialized, but hopefully it's open. So we're going to Central and like James said, they poured a lot of money into, I call it counterinsurgency. And that's where an organization called the Teen Post developed, where you had little community centers all over the world.
Okay, I'm gonna come up there. Hold that real quick.
Magic Johnson Park. A lot of people like the park, but many people don't know that gentrification occurred to build that park. That was housing in this area, all the way to El Segundo. So the gentrifiers moved in and made it out of the park to make people happy. All right, sir. Okay. Oh, he's not here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we're on our way to, I don't like to say grave site, the memorial site where Alprentice Bunchy Carter, Glenn Morris, Arthur Glenn Morris, and then if the cemetery on the right side is open, we'll go to Melvin X, East LA College, Black Student Union Chairman, led a rebellion in solidarity with a Brown organization called La Vida Nueva for Black Studies and Brown Studies and Brown and Black newspapers on the campus. And we won.
Hey. Could you say any more about the Melvin X? That's what.
You want me to say more?
Yeah.
Okay. This is James' phone. It's not mine. Okay. We'll talk more on Melvin, but Melvin was very articulate, very principled person. He went to Fremont. A lot of Panthers, as I said, went to Fremont High School. Melvin wasn't in the Panthers. He was also a member of what was called the Black Student Alliance. Melvin was very, very, very inspirational to me. I was always younger than most of the people I met. And he left a definite impression on me. I remember one time we were supposed to be on post, I don't know, doing something. And Donald Crump, Alan Ball, and Jackie Ball were in the cafeteria eating. Melvin came up from behind, he said, he shook his head, and he gave us a look, right? And he said, you know how I found you? No. I could smell the chicken fumes. Beautiful comrade, man. He gave us a pass that day.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting that we're rolling into Compton, and you may not believe it, but Compton used to be all white.
Yep.
All white. Black folks weren't allowed. Of course, by the time I got around, it seemed like it was all black. That's all I knew when I go visit my cousins in Compton. But the landscape of this country is always shifting, and people come, and unless people resist, you see traditional lands like the the Sea Islands in South Carolina, all of a sudden become tourist hotels. That is happening now in Leimert Park, where people did not take it seriously. And then there are people in the community, business concerns in the community, so-called leaders in the community who pushed for this Crenshaw line with a stop 2 blocks, 3 blocks from the other stop from King Boulevard to Leimert Park. And you see this rapid acceleration of gentrification. So, like Compton, in reverse, you will see the complexion and the demographics of Leimert Park change, because it used to be all white, and then it became one of the blackest spots in Los Angeles with the help of Japanese realtors who were also excluded, and now it's about to turn back. So again, resistance takes many forms. And when I was saying that Chukwu's Justice Center is a place is institutionalized, that's not a bad thing, because it's consistent and you know where to go. You don't have to send out social you don't have to send out tweets and stuff to figure out where to go to gather with other people to fight.
Ben.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the cemetery. We're getting close. It's right
The
before.
cult?
We're
We're getting close to the cemetery.
Cult.
Closer.
Cult set?
Yeah.
Oh.
Another thing is, I hope you all take this stuff to heart and take this tour to heart and learn it. So Harold and I don't have to do it next year and the years after. You all should be taking this over. This is something that we're serious about. We shouldn't be doing this all of our lives. You can invite us to talk, but y'all need to organize it not from here on out, because you should have been doing it. But this is something that we need consistent participation. Say, if you don't know,
Okay.
You learn.
Can you get in the left
and
lane?
Make it.
Get in the left lane.
make sure
I
that,
want to see if it's open.
like Asada Shakur wrote a poem, carrying on the tradition.
Make a
Carrying it on.
Make a left
Carrying
turn.
on the tradition of resistance.
Hopefully it's open.
Make it
Okay. Yeah, left.
Hopefully this is on the left side. On the left side is where Bunchy and Glenn are memorialized. On the right side is Melvin. Was that gate open? Was that gate open?
It wasn't, but there were some people inside. Their cars in there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not raining today, so it should not.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why she closed it.
The city of Compton has been giving the people of both of these cemeteries problems in terms of upkeep and neglect. So hopefully cemetery on this side, the left side is open, and that side is open where we can go in. And if we can, could you give Celestina small donation if you can. Celestini is the person that opened this cemetery back up in 2019, and through community support, she updated the. As you can see, the grass is growing tall, and she's doing this entirely voluntarily. And hopefully, she'll tell you her story. She went through a lot as from a baby until now. You think you can get in there? Oh, it's closed.
Where's the site where you pointed out?
Yeah, can you make a U-turn?
Make a U-turn.
Yes. I'm sorry.
At the end of the block.
Yeah, at the end of the block.
You didn't hear no, I can't identify.
Yeah, we're gonna try to identify at least Bunchy's headstone from the street. This is a brief backstory on Celestina. Her mother is buried at the cemetery in 2019 or 2018. She came to visit her mother's gravesite, and this grass, you see it now, and the grass was about 5 feet tall. She climbed the fence and couldn't find her mother's gravesite. So she got together with Bunchy and Glenn's niece, and they contacted me and others, and we volunteered to help them get this landscape together. No, go a little further.
No.
A little further. Don't look like no one's there, right?
No.
Okay.
Truck.
Make a right.
No.
No.
Towards the light. Okay, so let me see. Slow down, let me see. Keep going.
Is that it right there?
Yeah, there it is. Okay. You see? Did you go a little further out? There?
A little bit more, man.
More a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep
Go on,
going.
go on.
A little bit more.
Some people would be obstructed because it's big.
Okay.
Okay.
Little bit more.
Little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Can everyone see if you count? You see the tall headstone, count 2 over, and you'll see the square headstone. Well, that's Bunchy's memorial site. Glenn is way on the other side. That's the Deputy Minister of Defense, founder of the Southern California chapter of the Black Panther Party. Bunchy's picture is on that headstone. When we first came out here, someone stole it or whatever. And the cemetery people, I asked them could they make a photo of Bunchy and put it on the headstone that I gave them, and they did. That was in 2013. So, according to Celestina, Bunchy's Revolutionary Memorial was the largest memorial at this cemetery in history. It's an old cemetery. This cemetery goes back to the 1860s something. But the city of Compton, you see how much they care about the cemetery. Okay, so the cemetery across the street was open, you said?
That's what it looked like.
Okay, so can we go straight ahead and make a right turn there?
Make a right.
A right. A right turn.
Right.
Yes. Any questions about Al Prentice Bunchy Carter? Any questions?
Yeah, was he from Compton?
No, Bunchy grew up on 83rd and Hooper. Anybody ever heard of Drew Middle School? Right behind the middle school. His Brother Greg and I, rest in power, we went to Drew Middle School together.
Could you tell us how he got involved?
Bunchy was in Soledad prison with Eldridge Cleaver. Eldridge Cleaver was the Minister of Defense Central Committee of the Black Panther Party.
Minister of Information.
Minister of Information. And they met each other before the party in Soledad prison. They got to know each other well, studied together, and Eldridge got out first, and then Bunchy and Eldridge, no, right turn. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
And so,
And long pass.
yeah, okay, so Bunchy, is it possible to drive into the cemetery, or we can walk like we usually left turn? We can walk a left turn, man?
Left.
Yeah,
Left.
yeah,
Left.
Into the gate.
yeah, into the gate.
It's a gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't get in, we usually walk over there. So, Eldridge Cleaver and Bunchy, when Bunchy was released in, I think, late 1968, Bunchy was invited to Oakland to the Central Committee meeting, and then Bunchy was made the organizer of the Southern California chapter at the building we talked about earlier. And January 17th, 1969, because of their effective resistance, Bunchy, Apprentice Bunchy Carter and John Huggins were assassinated at UCLA. And that was part of a FBI COINTELPRO operation to cause a division between another organization I don't like to mention and the Black Panther Party. And Bunchy and John were again martyred on that day. She said we can park and walk. Can we come in? And she could hear.
You see the come in?
Yes.
Yeah? Oh, okay. I'm talking on the way. Oh, I'm
She said there's not enough room. Who said that?
Okay, can we park around the corner?
okay.
All right.
Okay, come on.
Bunchy was well respected.
I park in the over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, Bunchy was well respected.
Yeah.
He was, as you may know, he was in a street tribe called the Slauson.
Yeah.
And then he became a member of what's called the Slauson Renegades. He was always, first time I met Bunchy, man, this dude was sharp. This brother was sharp, man. Starch pants, we used to wear starched Levi's. Biscuits, I don't know if you know what biscuits are. Shine. Long story short, so we can get out and go check Melvin's memorial site out. My comrades and I at the Avalon Garden Projects, we didn't want to be in the Panthers at the time. We wanted to be in LA SNCC, Student National Coordinating Committee, formerly the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And we saw Bunchy by chance. You know the building that you left, where we congregate? There used to be a department store called Whitefront. And me and my comrades, homies, were on our way up there. And we saw Bunchy. We didn't know it was Bunchy until we left. And he got us hooked up with Ron Wilkins of SNCC, and we became members of LA SNCC. But I didn't tell you in the beginning, like I said, we didn't know who Bunchy was. We knew he was sharp, articulate. And before we left, I was 17 years old. Before we left, I said, "Hey, brother, by the way, what's your name?" I said, "My name is Al Prentice Bunchy Carter, like a bunch of greens." And that's how we met. All right, so let's go across the street. Let's be careful.
Okay, one thing. Also at the cemetery is a comrade named Betty Scott. Betty Scott is the helped form a school in Long Beach, patterned after the Black Panther Party school. Her brother was Kwaku Duran, formerly known as Bob Duran, who re-established the Black Panther Party in Los Angeles in the 70s. Betty Scott, he was also a prisoner for some social crime, but on a trip to visit her brother, Betty Scott was stopped by the California Highway Patrol and murdered. And she is also in this cemetery. Someone who cared about people, somebody who worked for people, and lost her life. And she's, again, somebody who's worth noting.
Thank you.
All right, we ready?
Compañero, comrade.
Ask questions, good people.
Sorry, sir?
Ask questions, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. You're not gonna get on our nerves.
So Betty Scott
I'm not sure. James, all right.
You mentioned Melvin X, the group that they had a black and brown newspaper.
Yeah, well, we all went to East LA College. Melvin was the chairman of the Black Student Union, and working along with La Villa Nueva, with the Brown organization in solidarity. We went on strike in 1969, and we shut it down, right? And we got Black Studies Department, and we got a black and brown newspaper. Yeah, La Villa Nueva was the newspaper name, Brown organization, and Black Guard was the name of the paper for Black students.
And where was the Black Studies Department?
East LA College.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's faded.
Use your outside voice. I can't hear you.
Okay, so everybody got that on Melvin?
I think people were gathering.
Melvin was the chairman of the Black Student Union at East LA College. Then I forgot the chairman of La Villa Nueva Brown organization. We went on strike in 1969, and we won a Black Studies, Brown Studies program, and Black and Brown newspaper. We were in solidarity. We wasn't fighting each other. We were fighting together, and we won. And I forgot to mention that Bunchy reached out to the Brown Berets, which was an organization in East LA, and created an alliance with the Brown Berets in 68, late 68. And let me be clear about this. The Black Panther Party, a lot of people think, some people think, well, yeah, they're the ones that started inspired the WIC program. You read the 10-point platform of the Black Panther Party. Black Panther Party was anti-capitalist and anti-imperialist.
Period.
Listen to Fred Hampton. What did Fred Hampton say about socialism? He said, if you're afraid of socialism, you're afraid of yourself. That's why they jumped on the Panthers fast, because they were affected. All of that, oh, well, no. Black Panther Party had alliances with North Koreans, Algerians. It was an international section in Black Panther Party in Algeria. They had alliances, real alliances with China, and especially Cuba. Assata Shakur is still over there, as you know, in prison, right? a lot of Panthers that got cases escaped or were given solidarity in Cuba, right? So sometimes I hear criticism of Cuban people are well respected around the world, so-called third world. They respect the Cubans. They love Fidel. I just want to say one thing. I don't want to get on John Coltrane long solo. When you get a chance, if you haven't already done so, check out Cuba and the African Odyssey and the work that they did in the motherland, Africa. Work they did in Angola, assisting the Angolans defend their revolution. The Cubans lost about 200,000 to 300,000 soldiers helping the Angolans defend their revolution. Yeah, I love Fidel. I love Che. I love the Cuban people. I love, were they perfect? No, who's perfect right now? I love the Cubans. You know, hey, we were studying Che, Fidel, different revolutionaries. When we were 16, my brother was 15. We were like 15, 16, 17 years old. We were studying internationalism. We got tired of the white man as the devil. I'm just saying. We got tired of that. We started expanding our outlook. You know, people say, what my daddy used to say, my father used to say, I was taking orders from Fidel. I said, that's right, Bob. I am. But let's go across this. I digress. I'm sorry.
There you go.
All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love them.
When did you start to study
About 16 when I started studying.
Yeah, but why?
Okay, well, we used to go to a place called one of the progressive black conferences, right? We had a political education class there, and they would talk about Fidel, they would talk about Che, they would talk about different revolutionaries around the world, man. That got us. Yeah, we were hooked in a good way. Yep.
He's manipulated?
First book I ever read cover to cover without gunpoint, right? Was the autobiography of Malcolm. A lot of people don't know that Malcolm. If you look, I think it was called Malcolm X. Malcolm, when he was in prison, he was studying Karl Marx, he was studying Lenin. People don't know that. Malcolm said, if you show me a capitalist and I'll show you a blood. Martin Luther King was anti-capitalist. They don't let you know that. Today is the day, the anniversary of Washington.
It was like the one where the...
Well, Martin Luther King, Why We Can't Wait in the book, there's a section where he talks to his wife and he says, I no longer hold to the tenets of capitalism. I look at socialism. And some people don't know that MLK went to Africa. They don't know that. All they know is I have a dream. They killed Malcolm. They killed MLK twice. They killed him in April 1968, and they left him at I Have a Dream, and they killed him in Memphis. So yeah, I love revolutionary.
Yeah, that was kind of what...
Well, he wrote a letter. All right.
Yeah, we said that he was there. I think that is
Yeah. Okay, it's all the way in the back. I hope I can find it. Good? Okay. You all right? You all the way in the building? You all right?
They just want to know if they're here to volunteer to clean up.
Oh, no.
We will be back.
We can come back.
So you guys are more than welcome to go ahead, whether you're visiting. But we don't know where the grave site is.
Oh, we know where it is.
Okay, so you guys know where y'all going? Nope, nobody's here. Nobody is here.
Okay.
Yeah. Volunteers are not in opening. We're just
Okay. Maybe we can get some help.
we have one 2 weeks ago. We had the one today.
All
We had
right.
another one tonight.
What's your name, sorry?
Melissa. Hey, Melissa.
I stopped you guys because I drive 18 minutes. I said, we don't have no space.
Very good.
Huh?
Very good.
Oh, this is my girl and then my boy is 14. That's my girl. Four girls?
You know how it is.
Okay.
Watch yourself. Watch out, y'all. Okay. Damn, he be moving. Jesus. I'm keep up the arrow, man. We gonna get there when we get there.
Although it was like the same one, just divided into sides.
This is Lincoln Memorial Park Cemetery. Did I get that right? Yeah? Here to come reflect on the work and lives of the Magic Carter. Just making our way over. Him and Melvin X, another fallen soldier. The upkeep of the gravesite is the labor of just a few loving volunteers. Seems as though the city of Compton has abandoned the upkeep and left it to a few individuals. So we're just making our way over.
Sam. Michael,
Sam.
right?
Yes, sir.
I met you before. You
Yeah,
work at
no,
No
mhm.
Name's Book.
I used to.
Used to.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
No
no.
Name.
We met before, Harold.
Okay, that's,
Yeah, because
that's
you were
where-
there when you did the documentary.
Oh, okay.
And I interviewed you for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Yeah, no. See. You in PSL?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Morning.
Like his T-shirt.
Oh. It's my Lenny Kravitz shirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How you doing? All right, this is Black Well, maybe we'll be back.
We will be back.
Okay. I'm like, wait a minute, where you going?
Yeah.
Yeah, we out here, we cleaning up, you know, the cemetery, because it was looking really bad. We got a lot done today, because we had a lot of more people.
Good.
So thank God for that, you know.
How long y'all normally out here?
We got here about 7 o'clock this morning.
Okay.
A lot of us did. So,
Yeah.
my son is buried right here where the gray car is.
Okay.
My dad is up here, so I came. He came to surprise me. Now I'm going to surprise me with a bottle of water.
Oh.
That's your dad?
So, yes.
How many girls you have?
It's two of us.
You make a
I'm
troublemaker.
the oldest.
Troublemaker.
Yeah, you can.
I have 4.
Oh, okay. I have all brothers.
Okay.
But, yeah, guys, we having another cleanup on September the 9th.
Where is
What are they? Bees?
Not bees.
Oh. Yeah, we'll be out here again on September the 9th.
Okay,
September 9th.
Could you let them know?
Well, we're going to let them know.
As you guys can see, we got all of this area and half of it knocked out.
What do you normally do?
We're just trying to save the cemetery right now.
Okay.
We out here. We want to stop the cemetery from being shut down. We're trying to get somebody to come and upkeep it. But right now, since they're not upkeeping it and there's nobody here to open and close it, that's what we do. We open it. We got a lot of volunteers.
And what's the-
mainly me, Aisha, and the lady named Valerie. We open and close the cemetery from 9 to 6 every day. So it closes at 6. And we got all these volunteers out here today. I'm happy, y'all, to clean up. This is my son and my brother, Greg, here. So I just put my son here 5 months ago. So
Okay.
this is what we doing. We got to dedicate ourselves to something.
Thank you. And what's the
We're not only
organization?
helping us, we're helping everybody else with their loved ones also. That's right.
What's the name of the org?
It's the name of the organization. It's Serenity Grace, a voice for the restless. So we are the voice for the restless.
Serenity Grace?
Serenity Grace.
A voice for the rest.
Yeah.
And you're Aisha.
I'm Felicia Jones.
You're Felicia
I'm
Jones.
Felicia Jones.
Okay.
You might see Aisha on the way down there.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Felicia. How y'all doing, Megan? You said what? Yeah, we are.
Somewhere in this area between these 2 trees.
Oh, really?
You looking for Melvin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Melvin Williams.
Melvin Williams. Melvin Williams, known as Melvin X.
So that's what we're like.
And you want to say a little bit more about Melvin for the live?
Yeah, but I want to find the site first.
Right.
Definitely. I'm one of the organizers and yeah, we
between
just,
these two?
One.
Okay.
Melvin Williams.
Sam.
Where you at, Joe?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's definitely a lot of history here. We have
Dang.
Melvin, 1970.
For all the M's. Martyrs.
1881. Oh no.
Melvin?
No. 1970. He was Williams. So right now we're just looking for the official resting place of Melvin X, and we're gonna hear a little bit more about that once we locate it.
We went over there to those gentlemen over there, and we have people scattered around, right? And we're trying to clean it up. And what priority is try to have these headstones come back to life, because a lot of them are overgrown and the weeds, grass, and the dirt, everything just took over them. And that's a big goal for us. We want to make sure we bring them up to life and let them see this.
Looks like we found it. So we're gonna head over to Melvin's headstone. Humans are short. Some are tall.
Huh? Underneath?
Sorry.
Our beloved. Yeah. We found it, comrades. Who found?
Jack.
Jack found?
Oh, right over here.
Thank you, Jack.
No problem.
Give the ancestors some water.
Yeah.
Dry back here.
Okay. So, backstory on Melvin again. Melvin was front story. Melvin was originally from the Black Student Alliance. It was a group, coalition of black student unions and college campuses in Southern California. Melvin was a prominent leader in the Black Student Alliance, but he also was the chairman of the Black Student Union at East LA College. Brilliant organizer, sincere. Melvin was kind of low-key. He wasn't quiet. He wasn't necessarily loud either. He was firm about what he was doing. I saw him as a very fair leader, if you will. And man, Melvin, being young and wanting that knowledge, I could sit down and listen to the big brother and sisters for hours, right? Listen to them talk about revolutionary struggle, right? Hated when they left, But he was one of my inspirations, and others, Donald Crump, Jackie Ball, Pat Bass, a lot of people at East LA College who Melvin was inspiration. Melvin was assassinated June 6, 1970. This day, his assassins have never been found. Not that the police were trying their best to find out who did it, right? There was a situation where an individual was arrested in Las Vegas under this, under that, and the police said, well, no, now watch this. The individual passed a lie detector, right? So that was their excuse to let the so-called person off, right? But But again, Melvin was, oh man. And I remember being here. There used to be a shooting range right behind that fence, right? That was a shooting range. So D-Don is James here. Okay, D-Don Kamati, not the D-Don Kamati that transitioned about 3 years ago. It's another D-Don. D-Don, I remember D-Don speaking that day, and he said, "You hear them over there shooting? They're getting ready for us, so we need to get ready for them." So I remember Elaine Brown spoke, and the other individuals. Ron Wilkins, he don't like me to call him. Turn your camera down. He don't like me to call him by his nickname anymore.
It's too late, we live.
Director of LA SNCC. Ron and I rode together from the funeral services to the memorial services to here. And man, it was like hundreds of people. From darn near the beginning of the entranceway all around cars, right? Melvin was well respected. And yeah, 1947. So any questions on Melvin? I had the opportunity to meet his two sons. He has two twins about 5 years ago. I didn't know about it. Somebody I worked with, we were talking, and he said, "Wait a minute, you said Melvin X?" Yeah. Those are my brother-in-laws, right? So I got to speak to them about their dad. They didn't know a lot about their dad before Melvin was assassinated. They were like babies, right? So things happen. No questions?
Did he have any writings or books or anything?
Yeah, he did some writings. They were like articles, notebooks. I wish Melvin I don't want to say wish, but time and space, you know.
Yeah.
Again, he was brilliant. I wanted to be like him. And I stole some of his, I borrowed
Sticky fingers.
some of his speaking techniques, you know. I borrowed that from Melvin. He inspired me, and it's like, when you're young and you're motivated on something that's real, but man, being a teenager and having an opportunity to meet that type of energy and leadership, you know. But I see you out here, and we always say the struggle continues. The struggle continues. I see you out here, right? Okay, we walk way over here. No questions.
Why did they kill him?
Because he was an effective leader. He was an effective organizer, brilliant organizer, great speaker, dedicated, serious about what he was doing. Like Barty, like Glenn, like some of the other sites we want to visit. Dedicated. You can see it, you know. And yeah, so next time when you're here leading this, next year hopefully, let's remember it's between those two trees, right?
Right. And this pole right here.
This
This pole.
All right. So, okay.
I hear say that.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how long had he been organizing for again, and how did he get started?
He started organizing at Fremont High School. Melvin was like, I think he may have been 15, 16 years old. He started organizing at Fremont High School. I wasn't there then, right? Wish I hadn't. I got kicked out of Fremont. But had Melvin been there, I don't think I would have gotten kicked out. Melvin. They sued Melvin. Also, Bunchy went to Fremont for a minute. You ever heard of Kamasi?
Yeah, I know Kamasi.
Kamasi didn't last long at Fremont.
Well, what was Melvin organizing around in high school?
Mainly student self-determination, black history, black studies, and things like that.
And so he brought that to East LA College?
Yeah.
Okay.
He eventually left before we did. Melvin went to UCLA. And there that was at the time he was assassinated.
And where was that?
They found him somewhere in San Bernardino. Found him in the car, shot twice in the head, right? And not that the police are concerned about finding who killed revolutionaries, right? Freedom fighters. But to this date, no one has been captured or detained, whatever. Melvin's assassination. So, yeah. All right.
Right on.
Right on. Now we're going to go over to where his comrade named Duke Beatty was allegedly trying to throw a bomb in the Compton Police Department, now it's the Sheriff's Department. And supposedly the bomb dropped back down and sat, right? Dropped back down and killed him, right? I'm not going to call them kids. The police made a song. And it was something, you know, old McDonald? Old Tommy Harper had a bomb, E-I-E-I-O. Old Tommy Harper tried to throw the bomb, E-I-E-I-O. Now, something like Tommy has 100 different pieces, E-I-E-I-O. That was the Compton Police Department. Their song. So we're leaving here, we're going over there. Then we're going to go where they found Sandra Red Pratt. That was Geronimo's wife. We'll go into what happened to Sandra. They haven't, again, it's with Sandra's martyrdom, they have never caught anybody. This was, I don't like to say split, forced separation of the Black Panther Party in 1971. Stuff was happening. A lot of good comrades were killed, assassinated. The FBI, as you already know, they were busy. And again, a lot of good comrades. Okay, Sam Napier, he was the distribution director of the Black Panther Party. That Sam Napier was very dedicated. We get them papers to the cities Saturday morning. Paper would be at the different offices, right? And we get the papers and we sell them. Door to door, as we used to say. All right, so if there are no more questions, we'll go over to where Tommy and Duke Beatty. Yes.
How did you hear about the song?
The song?
Yeah.
Reading at that time. It was in the papers. Of all places, I was shocked. It was in the L.A. Sentinel. You've heard of the Sentinel.
Yeah.
Sentinel, remember this was pre-internet, right? And so they had the whole thing in the paper. Let me say this about Duke Beatty. He knew Melvin, he knew us, I knew the comrades, Lil Joe Johnson, but Tommy wore glasses, right? And some people said he was a nerd. Well, I don't want to pull out my flip phone, I'll be embarrassed. Make me look bad. But Tommy, yeah, that's probably one of my daughters. I can tell the way the phone is ringing. That's a vague call. Let me stop. If you ever see him, don't tell him. Tommy, they said, well, Tommy was a nerd. No, Tommy was a revolutionary. Tommy was dedicated. Tommy was a freedom fighter, right? I tell people, I use that now. I tell people, I say, I'm a nerd. I'm a square. Only thing I smoke is polluted air. The only thing I drink is water. You know? Well, did you ever get high? I said, when I was 19, we were drinking what Bunchy called bitter dog, right? Geronimo tried this bitter dog. Bunchy did this, he invented it, blah, 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 and drunk this bitter dog, and all I know is I woke up the next day and couldn't see.
Wow.
And that was-
Moonshine.
Yeah, well, I don't know what it was. Well, it was red port. Bunty used to say, drink it down to the little label and then put lemon juice in it, right? So that's what Geronimo told me. Gee. Well, I found out, y'all all right?
Yeah.
I found out G's sister sent me a letter that Rochelle wrote her, right? I got that Thursday, right? And I noticed he called Geronimo G-Mo. And I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have taught me that. G-Mo. This letter was written in 1980. But yeah, I'm all of the above. I'm square. You know, a nerd, a dork. Whatever it ain't right, I'm it. Okay, any more questions?
This is not really a question, it's just more of an observation. I guess young people, you know, like students, folks under the age of 25, 30 that are like moving, you know, doing movement work, doing freedom work, liberatory work, and it's just like, it's inspiring. I think when they recount the history, it's like, you just envision like adults or whatever the case may be, but it's like, the system forced you to grow up real quick.
Yep.
You know? So that's like, it's really inspiring.
Well, yes, but thanks to the comrades, those that are martyred and those that are political prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. The average age of the Black Panther Party was 19 years old.
That's something.
Yeah. All right, good
It's clarity in the
observation.
youth.
You look familiar.
Yes.
Huh? See?
I was at the
Yeah. That compliments. No. Okay, any more questions, statements? All right.
Yeah, let's walk and talk.
Okay. All right, Melvin Bishop X. Williams.
Thanks for everything, Melvin.
So, thank y'all. Struggle continues. Man, when they got George Jackson, that messed me up, right?
Mm.
But to see the comrades out here today, struggle continues. You know? I see comrades talking about Sada, young people, Sada. Yeah, Tupac too, right? Yeah, you know the connection, right? Especially Comrade George and Jonathan. When I hear young people, hey, I love that, you know. By the way, and then we can go, Jonathan had a son 8 months after he made his move, right? And his son works on the coalition feeding the shelter. No, I don't have the money. All right, that might be fair. All right, you ready, comrade? It might be.
Yeah, no. No, I'm gonna pass it off to one of y'all two when we get back in the bus. How y'all feeling?
Good. Let us know.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, we're here in Los Angeles, so we're going around the neighborhood.
Reflecting and commemorating. Do y'all want to say anything to the live about how you feeling?
Oh, I was just saying it's really sobering to see, you know, he was 23.
I'm gonna propose one.
Yeah, no, really young. really young folks. A lot of clarity that people don't get until they're in their 50s. They had it very soon.
Actual jewels? Like jewels, like yeah, the actual. No, it's true. But do it. Actually, see yeah. Like it's like that's what I'm saying. Every 2000s. Oh, y'all spit on my way.
Want to say anything to the live? No, good. Want to say anything to the live about how you feeling? Reflections? Any thoughts?
Maybe at the next. Maybe at the next.
Maybe next one. Just sitting in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have been wanting to make it public and put it out. But there's been different people
Give me your name again. I only said it. Daniel. I feel like I only said it twice in my life.
I know. And yours,
Michael.
Michael.
Yeah. Daniel. What's your last name?
What?
Weber. Okay.
How about yours?
Anderson.
Okay.
Jamaicans.
Yeah, man.
I'll
try to remember that.
Oh no, I'm not gonna remember. I'm not gonna remember. I always tell my students the 7th time I say your name in a different context, that's how I know your name.
Yeah.
But before that, I know everything else about you.
Like that's the number. They say 7. It's 7 times. It takes
right. But oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Aisha Woods.
Oh, we heard about you guys.
We have been here since the 22nd.
Mm.
I heard that you were looking for a certain headstone. I do know the history of this cemetery, including Woodlawn, since I've been here. My family, my mother has buried her here, and that's what sparked me coming on the 22nd. Then I met Miss Chico, Miss Valerie. We were all strangers, and we heard the same Channel 7 news. And sorry, I ran over here. So
you good? No, you're good. Take a breath.
Anyway, so since we've been here, since July 22nd, we had a rally where Mr. Gibson had came, and then from there, that one rally, he decided to give us a lock and a key to the gate. So we keep it open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Since we all been together here, we have been manning the grounds. We have been going to public meetings. The last one was shut down. But we still need people to, really rally for decisions. So the thing about the cemetery is that Mr. Mitchell got sick in October of last year. And so the state, he informed the state that he just wanted an overseer. He didn't want to get rid of the cemetery. He didn't want to give it up. He had it for 30 years. So, make a long story short, basically the state dropped the ball at first. And then July, right after the 4th of July, they kind of made him make a decision. And so that's a whole thing I can explain even longer because I have to, break it down for everyone. But basically, that's why it was shut so suddenly. Once I heard it on the news, I was like, okay, first of all, I gotta see what's going on because this has always been an active cemetery. People celebrate their loved ones here. We had no problem. Mr. Mitch was a great, owner. The reason why all of this looked dry is because they had 2 years of water restrictions. So that's what made the grass, really dry. What made it crack was the heavy rains that we had, and then it dried. And so if you are a resident of Compton or certain parts of LA, we got clay, we have St. Augustine, and then weird weed that grows in a heat. So we heard it's natural lettuce. So don't pick it because we don't know if we're treated or not. But basically, yeah. So since I've been here, my family been here. It's been a tradition to come here as a little kid. So I always knew that my maternal side has been here and Woodlawn. Woodlawn just needs volunteers and donations. Okay, the lady who owns it now, that's another beautiful story. Her name is Celestina Bishop, if you haven't heard it before. That's actually the first cemetery that I worked with. And what I mean by that is in 2020, when she hopped the gate and had that call out with Facebook, I was there too. So I understood like the legislator that Mr. Gibson had came, the assemblyman Mr. Gibson, and the legislation that he was supposed to have, AB 651, who I thought would help, finding out that it's not going to work. The bill is written terribly. And so now we're at a point where y'all need to listen to us. We all actually at the ground. This is Miss Felicia. Oh, okay, I didn't know.
I gave her the name of our organization.
Okay, did you see? Let them see your phone.
Yeah, they saw my
Okay. So since then we have all been working to keep it open or do our own groundwork while we make a decision. And I can actually describe what the bill was supposed to do. So how I say it is, we got the truth, we got facts, and we got reality. So I can break it down to you guys like that. The truth is that bill AB 651 was called Saving Woodlawn. It was supposed to save Woodlawn, be promoted so things like this wouldn't happen. So the bill was supposed to be a preventative measure. So the situation that we in right now, the facts of the matter is, it ain't working. The reality is when you have LA County and then you have the city of Carson where this cemetery is, can't come together having their lawyers say, we can't touch it, you can't touch it, the way this bill is, blah, 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 blah. This still need to be mowed. This still need to be ground. This is still supposed to be well kept up. So for us, it's like regardless of who is going to own this, who is going to be temporary owners, we are still going to be a part. We're still asking for how we can fit in the process. So those are things that I'm asking right now. Miss Gina, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. That's why y'all want to be, okay, we're over here. Sorry. Sorry. We still have more volunteers. We're going to have another volunteer day. September 9th. And so hopefully if I can get everybody's number and y'all can get my number, then I can keep you in a loop of everything that's going on here. I wanted to mention, okay, that cemetery, just a little history. That cemetery across the street is 156 years old. Wow. This and that was it has Civil War veterans, black and white. So when Compton was developed, they also, was developing or what have you, they allowed black soldiers to be there. So you have black Civil War veterans there and white Civil War veterans there. This particular cemetery was built for the Negro. It says Negro, Mexican, and Caucasian. It was built for people of color. It was built as like the modern cemetery. So that's why you don't see big tombstones and things like that. Because the idea, the premise was we wanted to look like a park. So anybody that comes here can be, have the pleasure of being here and being with their loved ones and not being sad. So that's why it looks like an actual park. Yeah. You have little stones to sit in and things like that. We have notable jazz singers here. We have notable centurions here. We have people I didn't even think, like prominent, like reverends who already, especially in the black community, that are here. So it's exciting to build more of the knowledge.
Williams here.
Yeah. So we have him, and then
Bunchy Carter is across the street.
We got
what is
it?
Raymond's
here. Raymond's here too.
Yeah, Raymond.
Yeah. So and we are close to her daughter and his daughter as well. So I'm sorry that I'm stuttering. It's just a lot of information I try to give out there.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's okay. I've been talking. I'm glad I got my voice back because I've been talking to people since July 22nd. So right now there is no access to the records because there's no access to the room because nothing is around. Myself, I'm trying to get the plot map. I'm already studying how to count the graves to find to find each stone and things like that. So there's things that I'm mapping out and trying to do. Also, I'm actually getting help learning about the mausoleum, which is actually the older side is it's pretty neat, but kind of complex. So like in 95 and 98, I want to make sure that people understand that none of that is happening, meaning that you will not find bones or missing people or things like that.
Okay.
If you were in that suit of 95 and 98 and you did not check your people, most likely they were either harmed or misplaced or mishandled. That was in 95 and it was settled in 98. Who had it then was a guy named Jules Ross. Jules Ross is the one who had Hollywood Forever. Now, Hollywood Forever, the reason why it's called that now is because it used to be Hollywood Inc. And then two young men in 1998 took over. So that's why it's called Hollywood Forever now. But before it was Hollywood Inc. who owned it. Now, the only thing that I cannot find, if I have to see if Lincoln Memorial, yes.
They calling me, telling me that the bus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. What I was gonna mention was, I don't know if they merged or if they bought them out. And the reason why that's important is because in the 70s. Okay, I got to go. No.
She want to know about that 70s.
Okay, so in the 1970s, when when Hollywood Inc. had it, that's when they start putting back in the water and all this other stuff.
Okay.
But all the other cemeteries that they own was perfectly fine.
She wants your site.
We don't have a Facebook site at the moment, but you can get my phone number. I can get my phone
They
number.
can do the families of Lincoln Memorial.
Okay.
Yeah, on Facebook.
It's on Facebook.
Okay. I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
And I gave her my name.
I got one
Jones.
number.
I got a
Thank
We're
you.
gonna make
All right, thank you.
That's
Look back.
Aisha Woods, you guys.
What's your name again, sorry?
Felicia.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, good people. Good to see you. All right.
You got his contact yet?
Yeah. I don't know about, I can
I think we need to distribute waters
Yeah.
when we get on the bus.
Definitely. I know there's some in the front and the back. And then there were a couple cold ones in the back too.
Nice.
Pass it out.
Listen, man. After Juneteenth, what I saw that day
He was out there on the Monday.
on Juneteenth at the Leimert.
Yeah, the Monday, the crazy one.
Yeah. It
What
was
happened that day? I
it's
didn't
just
get
people
to-
passing out on stretchers.
Damn, just from the heat?
It was
And
from
then,
the
no,
heat.
it was so congested that there was like a humidified bubble around.
Oh.
You couldn't even, like, the air was thick. How many bodies were in there? You couldn't breathe.
Really?
Yeah, because we did the Sunday event, and then I was out there for like an hour or two. I tried to be out there for a few hours, but I spent an hour trying to get through the crowd, like just like this, and I was like, I'm about to have a panic attack in this crowd.
Mhm.
That's a horrible way.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody's hot air.
Yeah,
No, the girl passed out right in front of us. We had to give her water and food and hold her up. The security was talking about. They couldn't help us. What?
It was wild, man. They tore up the McDonald's.
Yeah, no.
People got trampled.
It's a lot.
Hopefully
So-
we gotta get next year.
You gotta keep it local, man. Some things you just gotta.
They want to commercialize it.
Sometimes you don't gotta commodify things.
They want to
Yeah,
make
wait,
that
yeah,
big money.
that was the one that Jasmine Sullivan was supposed to perform, right?
Yeah. Hold on, I got the live going. I don't want to say nothing crazy.
You tell us that like 5 minutes ago.
You didn't say anything wild yet. I'm stopping you right before we start naming some names. I forgot. It didn't feel that long when we walked up here. But that was a long walk, huh?
I think we were all just excited to get there.
Yeah.
Now it's going back into it.
Oh, man. You've been dead longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many people were here when that funeral was going down?
Yeah.
It was probably people back here trying to see him over there. Impact, man. Who would leave us today and have that level of impact? Where you would like physically go to their site? Not many.
I can't name anybody.
Well, I think maybe that's a good thing. Horizontal leadership. No one's
Yeah, we
taking
should,
up too much.
We should all go like this instead of just one person.
Yeah, right. It's like,
less.
That's the reason. But less assassinations because it's less centralized.
Right.
You know.
It's a shitty game, but it's also a long game. You gotta make it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Have a good one. Yeah. Do that. Oh, they walking. They walking and talking. I gotta get back on that bus.
We got off the bus. I was like, oh, this is nice. I almost took my shirt off. I was like, let me get this.
Oh, you under the AC or something? Were you cold?
Yeah, I was freezing. I was like, I should have brought my jacket with me so while I was sitting on the bus at least.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
It's hot.
I'm just kidding. I know. I'm not gonna sweat. I got 10, 15 more degrees. I'm fine. Like,
Woo!
this is
Like, you super.
This is like really good for me right now.
Thank you all for everything. Thank y'all. Oh, God.
I also drank that fucking. We can't have the game. Pineapple hibiscus juice.
Huh? Man. That's how I was telling them up there. Don't say anything crazy. You trying to?
I'm just out here getting as much as warm before I get it.
Thanks, Ben.
Hey, hi, Bob. Yeah.
So I looked it up a little bit. They have the youth program down there for like 3 years. Any more comfortable? That's what I'm asking. Like a little bit more.
We run from
The congressman?
Tori was
We ran into someone.
Oh.
That is, I guess it was the groundskeeper currently, the volunteer groundskeeper.
She's too old. I get the water shoes back.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, where the park? Where's the park?
In front over there. The clipboard.
Oh, the food is in the back.
There's some bars right here, I see. Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, food?
I don't know.
Of course,
We could talk about it.
you're not going like 8 minutes a mile, you know? You're going a lot slower. Can I be one of the
I'm not. There's no police here. Go for it. But I was about to open it up myself.
Please give me one because I'm kind of.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get the waters going too. I'm gonna bring it to you. Yeah.
Do you need a hand holding that?
That would be nice. Yeah, thank you.
I got you.
Appreciate you. Just gonna keep holding this.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that, Ben.
Hey.
Sorry for the delay.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This is my job. Okay.
All right. Okay, Ben.
Yeah.
That's everybody.
Thank you.
That's us.
Hey, is this somebody's, what is this?
Yeah, it was dropped on the floor. She put it up there.
It's an ankle bracelet.
Oh, I knew they were there. No. Hey, James, the people are doing restoration over there,
Oh.
and they wanted to talk to us.
They wanted to what?
Talk to us
Oh, when?
today. That was the delay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony's like, what's Harold talking about? Sanford.
Tell her she should have came.
Roll out of bed.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going back to Wayne and make a left.
Okay.
All right.
Let me see.
Thank you, man.
We're
Yeah, we make a left up there, a U-turn, and come back.
Could you cut the line and then we can get
make a right.
landscape?
Yeah.
Yeah.